Attention and bow. So this is the video for week 1 through 3. We're going to review all the skills we're doing in class for week 1, 2, and 3. So let's start with the kickboxing skills. So attention and bow, kicking stance loud, yep. So jab, cross. Jab is your front hand. The jab goes straight out. It goes straight from the starting point to the ending point, just like that. And you can see my fist looks flat this way. It's not this way, it's not upside down, but straight out. I'm actually emphasizing the first 2 knuckles. That's where the power goes. So when I count the number, you gotta do a jab fast as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The next move is jab cross. So that means after the first one, I'm gonna twist and turn on the next one. Now the reason I twist and turn is for 2 reasons. One, my hip is adding lots of power into this punch. The second reason is to get a longer distance. If I'm standing sideways, you'll see real obvious. Here's that jab. Now if I just did a cross and I didn't turn, you can see it's real short. But if I twist and turn, now I get a lot longer reach. So more reach, more power. So let's do it like this. We're gonna do a jab first and then twist and turn for the cross punch. Let's try it together. Jab goes first, twist and turn for the punch, for the cross. On my count, ready? 1, jab, and cross. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, hook punches are next. So the first hook punch is going to be with my front arm. So I realize I'm standing mirror image. I'm going to call this my left arm, even though it's really my right arm. But from your mirror image, if you do the same thing as me, so the front arm is going to do a hook punch into the side of the jaw. Now, here's a couple of points. My arm is going to go flat like this. My elbow and fist are the same height. And I turn my fist this way. So it's not like this, but it's this way, kind of like thumbs up. Karate's positive. And then the important part is my hip is what does the turn. So it's not my arm that does this as much as it's my hip that does the actual turn. So my heel is going to come up off the ground. And the power comes from the twist. So let's try the front arm hook to the jaw. Ready? 1, twist that hook. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now the rear arm is going to do the same thing, but this one's going to go into the body, into the ribs. So the first one is to the jaw, second one's in the ribs. Notice that my heel's coming up, front heel comes up, and the other rear heel comes up because all the power is coming from my hips. So we're going to do it like this. We're going to go 1 and then 2. You're going to breathe on the first punch, and then the second one. That's going to be your yell. Ready, set? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the next move, the last move for this week, is going to be bob and weaves. This is the one we do in week 3. So bob and weave is the one where I get out of the way. You can imagine someone like a boxer is throwing a hook punch at my head. I'm getting out of the way and then coming up so I can do a follow-up. So the important things are, my hands will actually start to go by my temples. If I'm going to put my head down by the other guy's knees or something, I got to cover up my face. So maybe I was here in my guard, and then as I start to go down, my hands go by my temples. I've got to bend using my legs, so it's not like I bend at my waist, that's bad on my back, but I got to bend with my knees, so I use the muscles as I go side to side. Actually, I'm going to borrow Mr. Lemke as my partner. This makes a little more sense when you can see it with a partner. So here we go, attention and bow. He's going to, maybe he'll stand here. He's going to put his arm out like it's on my shoulder. That's pretty much just like he's swinging at me. It's like a snapshot of where it is. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to bob weave to the one side and the other side. So you could have mom or dad stick their arm out or something like that. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Thanks, Mr. Lemke. So that's jab cross, hook, and bob and weave. Now we're working on roundhouse kicks. So here's the warm up for roundhouse kicks. You're gonna start on your hands and knees. So here, I'll face a little sideways. just a little bit on an angle. So round one, my knee is gonna point exactly sideways. My knee points to the target and only my foot moves. So this is real different than last cycle when we did side kicks. Side kick, we said your knee must move in and out. This is like completely the opposite. Now your knee must never move, only your foot's gonna move. So my knee goes totally sideways and only the foot moves. To me, it looks like a door that's on a hinge, kind of like that. So let's do 10 with each leg. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Opposite leg, same thing. Point your knee straight to the side of your body. Like it's going right to the side of the room. Knee holds still. Only the foot moves. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Round two, I want you to think about your foot. When I kick, I want to point my toes as far as I can, get the longest reach possible. So here we go. Ready? 1, reach. 2, reach. 3, reach. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Opposite leg, reach as far as you can. Ready? 1, point your toes. 2, reach. 3, reach. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, round three. Here's the last warm-up. If I'm in my guard stance, the third thing to think about is my hip is my aimer. It's going to point right to the target. Now, it's really different than a side kick. Remember, side kick, we said your butt's going to aim at the target. So side kick, we would turn really far. We would push with the heels. This is completely different. So now I'm only going to turn so my hip is facing the target. Now my knee is also going to point to the target when I do my kick. The important thing now is that my legs be flat like a tabletop. Here, I'll just kind of face this way, just like this. So I got to turn my hip to the target, point my knee to the target, tabletop. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tabletop. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Opposite leg, same thing. Get your hip to the target. Point your knee to the target, flat like a tabletop. Ready, get set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so here's the 2 kicks we've been working on in weeks 1 to 3. I'm gonna have Mr. Lemke hold a speed paper for me. I'll do it right to the paper. At home, I'd recommend also use a speed paper or a piece of cardboard or something as a target. So let's say Mr. Lemke is my partner in front of me. And so now you hold the target out in front. So the first kick is front leg roundhouse kick. So almost like the last warm-up, I'm in my guard stance. I've got to turn my hip to the target. I've got to make a flat tabletop. Oh, looks like it's got to be higher. Okay, I'm just playing around. Okay, so I got to turn my hip, make a table, and do a kick. I'll do 5 with each leg to the speed paper. Then you'll do more than that because you'll pause the video and do more at home. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's getting higher. 5. Okay, let's try the other leg. Okay, so you got to turn your hip to the paper. You got to make a tabletop. Front leg roundhouse kick. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ay, ay, ay. 5. All right, good. So the second kick's called skipping roundhouse kicks. You might want to take a small step back. So now watch my feet. My rear foot is going to slide up my front foot, so I'm gaining distance towards Mr. Lemke. This one slides up, and then it's the exact same kick. Now be careful not to do this. Don't do a step and then a step, because you can see, if I do that, you can see me coming really easy, okay? So here we go together. You're gonna slide up, and if I didn't mention it, when you slide up, you turn sideways. Get your hip facing the target. Like I wouldn't slide up like this, but I'll slide up and get sideways, and then kick. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's try the other side. Same thing. Slide up. When I slide up, That's when my hip turns sideways. Okay, I think roundhouse kicks are my favorite kick. Well, that and tornado crescent, flying side kick, and side kicks and hook kicks. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think every time I go back, he puts it up. 5. Awesome. Okay. Attention, aim out. Excellent. Last thing is our self-defense skills. So we're learning what's called closest hand principle. So in self-defense, when I stand like this, it's like I'm saying, stay back, stay away. We don't stand this way like we're trying to start a fight. We stand like this. Now I can still do every technique from here as I could from here. This just looks assertive and it says stay away. It's like defensive. My body weight shifted forward. Obviously, if you see this, it looks like I'm scared. Closest hand block means my closest arm is going to block high, or it's going to block low. So I'll grab Mr. Lemke one more time. I'll be the attacker. All right, so he's in front of me. He's the good guy, and I'll be the bad guy. Okay, so he's in his strong self-defense stance. If I attack high, closest arm blocks with that bone. Use the bone, not the hand to block, but the bone. Same thing on the other side. So at home, if you got a pair of blockers or something that would work like that, mom or dad can attack you, you can practice. So it's going to be high ones, just like this. Or if it goes low, same idea. It's just blocking low with the closest hand. Now, if he's really good at it, you can practice all 4. It could be high or low or low. But I won't let him know what's coming in. So he's just got to block whatever he sees. He's got to respond correctly. Wow, Mr. Lemke, you're so good. Let's try eyes closed. No, I'm just kidding. That wouldn't be very fair. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Attention and bow. And last thing, punches. Attention and bow. Horse riding stance loud. Yep. Hand in front for karate punch. When I count, punch with a yell. Ready, set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Attention and now. So this is all the material we're doing in the first half of class for weeks 1 to 3. Now remember, there's also the black belt training material for those of you guys in black belt training. We're working on the bow. So make sure you also watch on the virtual karate page. Make sure you go to that section to watch those videos as well. Attention and bow.